going to build a bridge today. We're on our new block of land, and I want to be able to transport logs potentially across this with my three-wheeler. So we need to build this pretty solid. I wanted Leo here to do this project so that he could see how to do this, because he's growing up in a pretty rural area here, and he's got his own four-wheeler, and there may come a time in the next few years that he's out with his friends and wants to do something like this. I know I did when I was a kid, so it's going to teach my son a little something. It would be better if we could build this using flat boards, but my project again is going to be out of logs here, because we don't have a mill to mill our lumber, and besides that, the trees we've been taking down out of our forest to date are just not worth a damn when it comes to milling them. They're all small diameter logs like this here, and so you work with what you have, and we're going to get ourselves a free bridge out of this today. Okay, so we built another bridge on our channel months ago, and in that time what we did was we laid a log across this way and a log across the other side, and then my friend at the time was doing logging, and he had a lot of long lengths, and we laid down a bunch of logs going across this way, all long logs. Today we're going to do the opposite. What we're starting with are two long logs, and then we're going to do our bridge with a series of short logs that go across here. The reason for that is these short logs came out of our blockhouse build. We just cut the door, and so now we have a number of logs here already skinned and to the right kind of width to go across this span. That saves us a little bit of effort today. We just have to take the chainsaw, cut some more lengths. We're going to lay them down across this and put this thing together. So far, we have two logs running across that are both skinned. We want those skinned in order to preserve them, and I've also tried to get all the ends up on some rock so that it's off the ground a little bit. That way our bridge shouldn't rot. We've got some of these logs again that we're starting with are skinned. The ones we cut today, we're going to leave the bark on, because these become pretty slippery once they got the bark off of them, and so we're going to stagger them. One with no bark, the next one with bark, and go across. That way we're going to have some tread. The only downside to that is when you leave your bark on your logs, especially near a water source, those logs are eventually likely to rot, in which case we're going to have to pull them off some years down the road and replace them with some other ones. You'll see we have some height here off the brook, and that way if we ever get an excess water flow coming down here, it's not as likely to wash our bridge out as if we put this right down here level with our water source. Okay, so we've got this up in a nice spot. We've got our rocks under it. We've put our level on here, and we've got these two logs level with one another. Now we're going to start with our treads going across.
My dad's a noob.
Okay, so I want to start on this end with my smallest diameter logs. We're just going to set these out for now. Hard to say between those two. I also probably want all my butt ends on one side, whichever side appears to be maybe the lowest. And we'll work up to the bigger diameter logs out here at the center of the bridge so that it just kind of goes up and down again for any variance we have in our logs. Out here at the end, we're going to have to deal with that another day, and I'm going to have to shape sort of a ramp off of there so that my ATC and my logging trailer can come up on one side, over and down on the other side.
You're thinking for your ATV to come up here?
Yeah, we're going to transport logs across this once we start logging this block of woods.
No, you're gonna, if that breaks down, which is mostly likely.
Ye of little faith, Leo. This will never break.
We'll see about that then. You know, like, look, they're rolling.
You don't think that'd be secure to walk on? It's like American Ninja. You could try that obstacle course out.
Oh my god,
Okay, what we have here are logs that were rejected from our blockhouse. Sometimes just too much crook in them, or too small a diameter, whatever it may be. I went along and measured 50 inches and just marked it with my axe. We're going to rip these, get them in place. Okay, so we go bar, no bar, bar. Try to situate these so that there's no knots sticking straight up. And try to get our diameter from small to large to small again. Okay, before I go any further, I'm going to widen this span out of our two logs that run across underneath, because we don't want to have this on the end for people to fall off of. So we've got to make some adjustment here. Before I got any more weight on this bridge, I just widened it out from 25 inches center to center of each pole to 34 inches. So I gained myself 9 inches of width. If I'm not mistaken, my three-wheeler is about 34 inches wide in the rear rack. So that means the tires as they come across are going to have something underneath them, and it's going to avoid something weird happening like one of these things tipping up and over if we don't spike each one of them down. Now that's the last option, is if we find these aren't stable, we just come along and spike each of them. I'd rather not do that though, so that in the future, if I need to pull one up and replace it because it's rotten, I just lift it out of place and do that. Okay, I misjudged how many logs we need to come across this, and we've run out about 2/3 of the way across. We're going to have to stop our video there for today, but just to give you the idea of how to finish this, we would just continue laying our logs out to the end, and then at the very end we're going to spike them down. Just so that we can cross safely today, I'm going to spike the one that's at the end over here and the one over there. That holds everything in tight together, and then Leo's going to walk across it and test it for us.
You sure? A big nail.
Yeah, these spikes are way too big for this job. I shouldn't have brought these ones.
It's gotta be at the other side of the log.
Oh, shit.
Editor, cut that part out there.
I'm going to take a spike at some point, and I'm going to drive it down here to the inside of that log, and it's just to try to hold that there in case again we ever had a rush of water come down, that this won't just tip up and start to wash out. So I'll do that on either end, and that might help keep this stable. And then once that spike is in, I'll put this last log back in place. So for now...
Wait, it'd actually be kind of a cool raft though, if it somehow got into the water. It'd be kind of cool.
I don't know if it would float downstream or not, Leo. I guess it would. It would. Alright, so can I get some help, buddy? And I'm going to get you to just gently push on this log in this way.
Alright, Loco.
And that'll jam the logs together tight.
Alright, Loco and Fully. You can't have any more pets.
Two hands on this and just push gently that way. That's it. Thank you. Got the dog helping. You helping. Okay, that's good, buddy. Leo, let's give this a try.
I am like,
Just don't step on that first log. It's not in place. And big jump at the end for today. Awesome.
That was like the scariest thing.
All right, so that's how you can make a simple, free bridge for walking and for your ATV across any little stream on your property. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, everybody.
Bye.
Just a last look at what we did. There's our rock supporting this log that runs across the stream either side. 34-inch width between our two logs. There's all of our treads down. And here's a look underneath the stream. And there's a look at my handsome little man.